There is a certain irony that a National Hockey League franchise is launching its season in Utah, hundreds of miles from the desert where it intended to be, after a few civic leaders believe they slayed a Goliath of a proposal.
Why didn't you like this deal?
Oh, so many reasons.
Lauren Kuby lives in Tempe, Arizona.
You're a sports fan.
I am a big sports fan.
She looked at this parcel and examined the request from the Arizona Coyotes to spend millions of taxpayer dollars to build a new sports arena here.
And then they were getting property tax relief for 30 years that was going to amount to over $500 million.
Was this just a garbage dump that was going to get renovated?
We can only grow up. So this is the last big chunk of land.
There's nobody who loves sports more than me.
And that was after the Coyotes were evicted, kicked out of another arena by Glendale, Arizona city manager Kevin Phelps.
To this day, our city still has spent more money per capita building a professional sports team, an arena, than any city in the United States. I think the frustration that we had is we knew that we were subsidizing this franchise.
You have to demand accountability from your elected officials.
Kuby, a former Tempe council member, was part of a grassroots coalition outspent by the NHL team in a special election last year, but still convinced voters to take a pass.
I mean, this was a 12-point margin plus kind of defeat for them.
The public financing story here in the desert is a rare one. Spotlight on America has chronicled how multiple cities and states have handed out hundreds of millions of dollars to professional sports franchises in recent months, from Nevada to Oklahoma and New York to Tennessee.
You know, it's hard to go to the ballot and say, we would like you to give tax money to the local rich guy.
Neil DeMoss, who wrote the book called Field of Schemes, has studied them all.
State legislatures vote on stadium subsidies. It passes like 95% of the time, whereas with the general public, it's closer to 50%.
And I think it can be easy sometimes to fall into that trap or to believe the economic impacts.
Phelps says Glendale is making more in tax revenue with concerts and smaller events at the city's arena.
So I want to get that straight. You're saying as a city, you're making more money without the Coyotes than with the Coyotes.
That is correct.
The Coyotes, rebuffed by Arizona cities, moved to Salt Lake this year. Phelps says he does not look back.
I would say don't walk, I would say run.
A lesson, he says, that comes from a city and a region that said no. I'm Chris Daniels for Spotlight on America.